Hey guys, it's Emily, and today is the first day of the NEWTs Readathon. So today is August 1st, and that means that it is the beginning of the NEWTs Readathon. If you guys were not aware or familiar with the concept, the NEWTs Readathon is a Harry Potter themed readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast, and it is a way for us to take our exams, I guess, as if we were at Hogwarts, taking our nastily exhausting wizarding tests. I will leave the link to G's announcement video in the description box down below if you guys want to check that out. G is much better at explaining this readathon than I am, so if you guys want more information, I'd recommend checking out this link. But today's the first day of the NEWTs and I'm super excited. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to participate this time around, mostly because I was kind of in a reading slump, but I feel like this time with my TBR, I went like the smart way. I mean, I have a variety of formats. I have audiobooks, ebooks, physical copies, I have graphic novels, I have a variety of books, but most of them are like under 400 pages, and I feel like a lot of them are going to be quite easy for me to read, so hopefully I can read all the books that I plan on reading for this readathon. And also, you guys might have noticed that I didn't film a TBR for the NEWTs. It's because I literally finalized my TBR yesterday, and even now it's not super finalized. I'm gonna go kind of the casual way with this readathon, meaning that for some of the prompts I have more options, so I have like 2 or 3 options of books that I might read for this prompt. So I will be taking 5 subjects during the NEWTs, and since I didn't complete all of my owls, the way that I'm decided to go is that I will not be following a career because I did not complete enough owls to get to a certain career. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like all of the owls that I've completed could not go towards any career, so I was always missing like 1 or 2. So what I decided to do is to complete those 5 subjects and try to get an O in all of them. The way this works is that each topic, each subject has 3 passing grades. So you have an A for acceptable, then you have an E for exceeded expectations, and then you have an O for outstanding. And you have to read them in order. So you have to read your A for acceptable first, then you can read your E for exceeded expectations, and then your O for outstanding. I don't know if I'm making sense, but you have to read them in order. So A, E, O, basically, because O is the highest grade. And so the 5 subjects that I will be taking this time around are Ancient Runes, Arithmancy, Divination, Herbology, and Transfiguration. And I will be attempting to get an O in all of them, so I have to read 15 books for this readathon, which I feel like is very doable because I have quite a few graphic novels in there. But yeah, today is Thursday, it's the first day of the readathon, and I want to get some reading done even though I have to get to work. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go with an audiobook for that, and I think I'm going to start with my divination exam, and to get an A for acceptable I need to read a book with a white cover, and for that I chose Sadie by Brittany Summers. I've heard that the audiobook is kind of like podcasty, like half podcast format and like half regular story, I guess, and I am a big fan of listening to podcasts on my commute, so I feel like this is the best choice for me. I've heard great things about it, so hopefully I will enjoy it. I know it's kind of like a mystery thriller type of thing. It's YA. I'm very excited to give it a try, and I think that's going to be the first book that we read today. Hey guys, happy Friday. I didn't really vlog much yesterday, but I did get a lot of reading done. I made it to page, well actually there's no page, but I made it to like a third of Sadie, more or less. And so far I'm intrigued, but I'm not necessarily loving the book. I mean, I've heard great things about it and I'm definitely intrigued, but it's not like I'm super invested in the story so far. Like, I'm not a big fan of Sadie, the main character. I don't know. So far I don't really have any strong feelings towards it, but it's still good. It's just not incredible. But I guess we'll see. I'll continue reading it today. But yesterday I didn't really do much besides going to work. When I came home, actually it was 9 o'clock because before then I had dinner with my friends. We grabbed sushi, and I always forget to vlog when I'm with my friends. Like, I wanted to catch up with them. I hadn't seen them in a while, and it was a lot of fun. I came home quite late, like at about 9, and I was not expecting to come home at 9. Today is, like I said, Friday. I'm only working for the first half of the day. I'm working from 8 to about 12. This afternoon actually I'm going to Montreal because tonight we are going with my family. We're going to see Michael Bublé at the Bell Center in Montreal. So that's gonna be fun and exciting. And so that's why I'm only working the first half of the day, because we want to leave before traffic hits and stuff like that. Also, my mom is gonna pick me up at work and I'm gonna make her tour our campus because I work at a university and she hasn't really been there before. So I'm gonna, you know, show her around campus and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think I might continue reading Sadie today, like on the bus and also in the car. Hopefully I can get quite a bit of reading then. So now it's about 7, so I need to go to work and I guess I'll catch up with you guys later. Hey guys, so it's now about 1:30 and there has been a slight change of plans. So as you know, I was supposed to meet up with my mom at the university where I work at and like show her around campus, and then we would leave later on in the afternoon to go to the concert. Well, my aunt called my dad this morning and she wants to go shopping on the south shore of Montreal. So what happened is my dad picked me up instead and my parents are gone. They're actually on their way to the south shore of Montreal, and my sister and I, when my sister finishes work, will be on our way to meet up with them there too. So it's been a bit different. It's fine. I'm probably not going to be able to get much reading done today because I didn't read on the bus. I wasn't in the mood to listen to Sadie, so I didn't really read anything. And I don't think I'll be able to read much tonight because I'm the one who's gonna be driving us back and forth. So right now I'm gonna try to read a little bit. I have time. My sister should be here at around 3 p.m. So I have about an hour and a half, a little bit less than that I think, before she gets here and we leave. So I'm gonna try to read a graphic novel because I do have some of those on my TBR. So I'm gonna read Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman, and I am very much excited. I really loved the first volume, so I'm very excited to dive into this one. And I think I'm gonna use this for my Transfiguration exam. The first prompt is to read a book that has LGBTQA plus representation. So to get an acceptable, I thought this would be perfect. This is gonna be short and sweet, and I just thought that this would be the perfect pick for me because it's about 2 boys who fall in love, so it's perfect. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it before I have to leave for the concert, but we'll try our best to read as much of it as we can. Oh my god, guys, I just finished it and it was so damn cute. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was just so great. I loved it a lot more than the first one. I loved the first one. I think I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, but it was so cute, just amazing. I love these 2 boys so much. It's just, oh, so heartwarming. I really loved it. It was really great. I also love the journey. Like, you really see them, especially Nick, you really see him struggling with his feelings and just coming at terms with who he really is, and it just, I really loved it. I'm very excited for the next volume. I don't know when it's coming out, but if you guys haven't picked up Heartstopper yet, it's so great. Highly recommend. I love these graphic novels so much, but that means that I have finally finished my first book for the NEWTs Readathon, which is great, and I have now an acceptable in Transfiguration, so this is great. I'm loving this. It's about 2:30, so I know my sister's gonna come home in a short while. She should be here like any minute now, so we're gonna leave for Montreal. Hey guys, happy Saturday. So as you can guess, it is now the next day and it's pretty late in the day. It's actually like 4 p.m. and I haven't done much reading today, to be completely honest. The only thing that I've done today is watched Friends on Netflix, and I did watch a little bit of YouTube as well, but like I didn't do much today. But let me catch you guys up on yesterday. Basically, the concert was absolutely incredible. Marco Bublé is such an amazing performer. You can tell that he really gives a lot to his audience. Like, he felt so passionate. He was really like giving himself up, I guess, like really opening up, and just like his performances were just amazing. He is such a great vocalist, and just overall the show was really great. The special effects were really good as well, surprisingly, and honestly I really liked it. It was so good. I had such a great time. We did come home pretty late, like at 1 in the morning, and driving back home was like the worst because I was so tired. I just wanted to fall asleep. But other than that, the concert was great. The food that we had was also really good. And so I had a great day in Montreal overall. I didn't vlog much, but it was a lot of fun. So like I said, today I didn't do much, but I do plan on turning things around a little bit. So in about an hour, I've decided that I will start a 24-hour readathon where I'll be attempting to read as much as possible. I just thought that since I don't have any plans over the weekend, like today and tomorrow I'm entirely free, I just thought that might as well try to make the best out of it and just read as much as possible. So I will be filming a separate vlog for the 24-hour readathon because I know you guys really enjoy those, but I also have a little bit of book mail to show you guys. Let's try this. Oh yeah. Oh. Woo! So we have a Catching Fire and Mockingjay by Susan Collins. I decided to start reading The Hunger Games and I finished the first book recently. I want to rewatch the first movie. Maybe I'll make that happen over the weekend. Maybe not, we'll see. But I didn't own the next books in the series. I only owned the first book because I remember borrowing the rest of the series from a friend when I first read it. And so I decided to buy Catching Fire and Mockingjay because, well, I want to continue my reread. And these editions are really pretty. Yeah, I like them. I'm very excited to continue my reread. So far, I've been loving it. It's kind of different from what I remembered. Like, the characters feel different. I feel like in the movie, they're super intense and grown up. And like in the book, in the first book at least, I felt like they were kind of like childish, but they felt like they were 16. Like, it felt like I was reading about teenagers, you know? I like that. It felt realistic, and it was a lot more funny and like a lot more fun overall than what I remembered. I remember the series overall being very dark and like emotional, but like I had a lot of fun reading it. Like, I remember laughing at some lines and stuff like that. But now I'm gonna get ready for the 24-hour readathon, so I won't be vlogging until either tomorrow night or like Monday, but I'll keep you guys updated, of course. And if you guys want to know what I'll be reading and everything, make sure to head over, like I said, to the 24-hour readathon vlog. So yeah, hopefully that 24-hour readathon will help me read more for the news, because so far I've only completed one book, which is great, but I would like to get more reading done, so hopefully that can help me. So it's now Monday night and I haven't really updated you guys since I completed the 24-hour readathon. It actually kind of turned into a 27-hour readathon, but I won't get too much into that. Just head over to the vlog. It should be up by the time you watch this, so I will leave the link up on the screen. So I'm just gonna go over the books that I've read very quickly and just let you guys know which exams I've completed. So the first book that I read is Mother Knows Best by Serena Valentino. I read this for my arithmetic exam, so I now have an acceptable in arithmetic, and this was for the prompt of reading a book that ends on an even page number. This one has 390 pages. Next up, I read The Odd Sisters, also by Serena Valentino. This was for Transfiguration, which means that I now have an exceeded expectation, and this was for the challenge of reading a book that is not the first in the series. This is actually the 6th book in the villain series, so yeah. And last but not least, I read As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. This was for my Ancient Runes exam, but this one is a little bit more tricky because it was for my exceeded expectation grade, which is to read a book that is written in past tense, and as I haven't read the book that I have for my acceptable prompt, I cannot really count this just yet, so that means that I haven't really made progress on my Ancient Runes exams as of right now. So I have made quite a bit of progress during the weekend. As you can tell, I am almost done with my Transfiguration class, which is great. I have made progress and started some new exams, so that's also great as well. And now, as for my update for today, I didn't really do much today. I went to work and I came home and edited the Disney Readathon vlog. I did, however, manage to get past the halfway point in Sadie by Courtney Summers. This is once again my book for divination, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not really enjoying it. It's fine, but I don't find myself super intrigued by the story. I don't really care what happens. I don't care about any of the characters. Their format is okay, but it doesn't really feel like it's podcasty for me. A lot of people were talking about how amazing the audiobook is, and I'm reading it via audio and I'm just not liking it. And I don't know if it's because I'm reading it via audio, but like the podcast part just doesn't feel like a podcast to me. Like, I listen to podcasts on a daily basis, but this one doesn't feel like a podcast. It feels very fake. I don't know, I don't really care for it. So far I would probably give this like a 2 stars. If the ending is really good, then it might be a 3, but like, I'm just not really enjoying it. But I do want to finish it because I mean I passed the halfway point, so like might as well finish it, but I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would. I'm actually just not loving it at all. Right now it's like 9, so I'm just gonna go take a shower and then go to bed. Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So it is now 6 p.m. I'm home from work and I have been editing my Disney 24-hour readathon. And as for reading updates, I have read more of Sadie by Courtney Summers. I have about 2 hours left to read of the book, and I'll be completely honest with you guys, I'm still not very much enjoying it. Like, it's okay, but it's just nothing fantastic. I'm just like trying to go through with it at this point. I'm just trying to finish it so that I can move on to something else. But yeah, I'm just like not a big fan, which is sad, but I think it might be because it's a mystery thriller. I'm just not a big fan of thrillers, generally speaking. They don't tend to really entice me, and like I can usually predict the ending like without having to think too much about it, so I'm just never really surprised by it or anything like that. Yeah, it might just be the genre that's not for me, but I'm like, I don't care about these characters. I don't really care about the story either. Like, I could put it off right now and just like DNF it and I would be fine with it, but I just want to go through with it because that means that otherwise I can't complete the prompt. So I'm not DNFing it when I'm so close to the end, but yeah, I'm not loving it. It's sad, but that's the truth. Hi guys, so I just came home from work and sorry I look like trash. My hair needs to be washed desperately. But like I said, just came home from work and I also just finished reading Sadie by Courtney Summers, and I'm giving this a 2 out of 5 stars. Okay, so I know it's like quite an unpopular opinion, but I just think this book wasn't for me. I mean, I'm normally not the biggest fan of thrillers to begin with, and I think this one just wasn't made for me. It's nothing necessarily wrong with the book in itself. I just couldn't bring myself to care. I think it's just that I couldn't connect with the story or the characters, but I know a lot of people loved it, so I do recognize that this book has some great qualities. Like, personally, I liked the format, like the alternance between reading from Sadie's perspective and the podcast, which for me is not a podcast at all. It's more like a police file that was, or a police report that was read. It just didn't feel like a podcast to me. Maybe we're just listening to very different podcasts, but I liked the format. I think it was a great way of telling the story. I do recognize the complexity in the characters. Like, I thought Sadie was such a complex character. I just, like I said, couldn't really connect with any of them. Couldn't bring myself to care. I just didn't really like the story either. I mean, I like the concept, but I just, like I said, couldn't bring myself to care. That's the thing. Like, since this is a very character-driven story and I couldn't bring myself to care about the characters, this might explain why I just didn't really enjoy this. And I also didn't like the fact that this has an open ending. I was aware of it diving into it. It's like I read this entire thing and I don't even know what happened. Like I don't even have an answer. I'm like, why? Why would you given me that? Like I recognize that there's a journey and everything, but give me something. Like give me a bone to chew on at least, like something. And that means that I have completed my first exam for divination, which was to read a book with a white cover, and that means that I now have an acceptable in divination. Hi guys! We have reached the end of the week, so it's time for me to wrap up this vlog and go over the books that I've read this past week. So the first class that I've made progress in is Transfiguration, where I have an E so far, so exceeded expectations. To get an A in this class, you had to read a book with LGBTQ plus representation, and for that I read Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman. To get an E in this class, you had to read a book that was not the first in the series, and for that I read The Odd Sisters by Serena Valentino. The next class that I made progress in is Divination, where so far I have an A for acceptable. For that you had to read a book with a white cover, and I read Sadie by Courtney Summers. The last class that I made progress in so far is Artmancy. I have an A in this class, and for that I had to read a book that ends on an even page number, and for that I read Modern Girls Best by Serena Valentino. As you guys know, I read a grand total of 5 books this week, and there is a book that I cannot count towards my classes just yet, but I have also read As Old as Time by Liz Braswell. This will count towards Ancient Runes, as it is my book for the e-prompt, which is to read a book that is written in past tense. But as I haven't completed the book for A, acceptable, I cannot count this just yet. So let's just say that so far I have read 4 books, even though I have read a grand total of 5 this week. So that concludes my first NEWTs readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're also participating in the NEWTs, I would love to know what you've read so far in the comments down below. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I guess that's it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!